What I want to show is all the different types of rotary table cables, which rotary tables they go to, and the generations of them over the years. Come over here. Really old rotary tables are black rotary tables. Customer wanted me to fix these rotary tables, and I said, no way, throw them away. Somebody put in an electrical box on this. They tried to use Ethernet wire and a terminal strip. This is kind of a mess. These tables were seized even inside of them. Are rotary tables worth repairing? My experience is we fixed a few, we tore them all apart in our shop, we took them back to the customer, and they kind of balked at the bill. It was really expensive. By the time we had the motor rebuilt, we put a new encoder on it. This is just parts and pieces of an old encoder. But old, worn-out rotary tables, in my opinion, probably aren't worth rebuilding. Now, a lot of people have lots of backlash in them, and they have to go back and forward to the same position every time. So come over here. These are some little, what they call chucker rotary tables. And this was sort of one of the first rotary table cables that was built. And if you look, this is a single cable with a single plug. So this actually has a DC motor. Now this rotary table, being kind of white or gray, actually has two plugs coming off of it. And there's even a converter box to convert a machine that has two wires to a machine that has one. But you can't go from a machine that has one to a rotary table that has two, except if your machine has new enough software, you can change the cables inside. So let's go pull out some cables and let's talk about the different ages of rotary table cables. And rotary table cables are just one of those things that is inside the machine. It wears out a bunch, and people run into them in the back of their machine. Their vise runs into the way cover, and I think I've got a rotary table cable that's bad. So let's look. We'll lay all out the different types of cables and compare them. So let's look at this one. If you notice, hey Dad, welcome. This cable has two grays. Come on in, you're fine. So let's set it down here. We're going to compare it to the others. You're fine. I'm doing the video. Okay. Let's keep looking at the cables. So this cable, let's pull this out. It's a bit of a mess here. We're tight on space, but we're making it work. This cable is a single cable. Plugs here, one plug on the end. So very different. If you bought this one and you needed that one, it wouldn't work. Let's look at some more cables. Doing service over the years, we've just collected a lot of cables, whether we ordered the wrong one or the customer had a bad one and we kept it. Okay, I'm going to set this one here. Notice that one's black, that one's gray. So let's look at another set of cables. Notice this cable has plugs on this end and is conduit, totally different than anything else we've got here. Let's do some more looking. See if we can find a bad rotary cable. Black with aluminum housing, two cables. I know I've got a bad one in here somewhere. Let's see. Here's what usually happens. The cables get squished, crunched. The worst thing that I've seen happen, and it usually happens on rotary tables, is the table goes back in X, or say in Y and over in X, and it squishes the cable. Now remember, you're feeding that motor with high voltage to run the motor. Well, you also have the low voltage encoder line. So this has the encoder and the power in it. Not so great when they get squished together and you run 350 volts to a 5-volt line on the encoder and you'll blow the chips right off of the MOCON board. Not a very fun job to fix because everything on that 5-volt line gets damaged on the MOCON board and you're ending up getting a new cable, maybe even a new amplifier and a new MOCON. So really be careful. Take a look here. This same thing. This cable got damaged in a machine. I don't know if it blew. I don't remember this specific one, but here's for service tip-wise. If you go to look at a machine and it's got a random rotary table alarm, or it's got a rotary table problem, so random or a problem, first thing we always do, replace the cable. Doesn't matter. If the cable looks old, we replace the cable. So look at this one here. Somebody, a conduit in this one, trying to protect it, which I think is a good idea. Wire tied it through it. This is a single cable. Short cable too, so this would have been a small machine. But notice the end is very different. This would have been the old black style rotary table. So there's different cables, I keep saying the same thing, from different ages over the years. And I think we've got enough here. I think there might even be a cable that I'm missing. So let's lay them out on the floor here, and I'm going to show you the different cables from the different years and what cable you might need. So the oldest rotary table cable I have here, the single plug cable for DC rotary tables. This is going to be red or black, and it's got a really small connector. Now the next newer cable that I have is this nice one here. It's in good condition, single cable, and it's got kind of a molded connection. This is not going to work in place of this. You might need to drill some new holes. Now the next cable that I have here is this black one. Now this is what's called in the rotary table world Sigma 1. So if we look, you'll see we've got, I don't know, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, maybe 11 plugs there, and these are black. Let's compare it right here with this gray one. This gray one is a Sigma 5, and you can see we got 2, 4, 6 plugs. That's because this rotary table cable is for Sigma 5 motors. The Sigma 5 motors have a digital encoder. They don't need as many lines. So you can't use a Sigma 1 in place of a Sigma 5. In that machine, let me restate that. You should be able to plug a Sigma 5 cable into a Sigma 1 motor. It would probably work. Most of the time people are going to specifically buy a Sigma 5 rotary table for their Sigma 5 machine. People run into problems is they buy a rotary table that's Sigma 5 for an older machine that's Sigma 1. It's never going to work. The software is too new. That machine doesn't have the ability to run the digital encoders. So if we're looking at rotary table cables, we've got older, we've got black with this aluminum housing. Then this is the latest, newest style. It's got conduit. These same plugs plug into the back of the machine. This plugs into the front. So we've got the same thing. It plugs in here and the home switch. So if you're looking for rotary table cables, the thing is, will you have a single wire? Do you have a Sigma 1 or do you have a Sigma 5? The last style, which I don't think I have here, is it actually has Sigma 5 encoder plugs on the end. Let's take a look. So take a look at this. There is a style of rotary table cable that has Sigma 1 style connectors for the encoder and for the motor. And there's one more style of rotary table cable that has Sigma 5 style connectors. So come over here, a connector that looks like this for the encoder and a connector that looks like this for the motor. So let's run back over. We'll do one more overview of all the different types of cables for rotary tables. Why not? Okay, let's do a quick overview. Rotary table cables. What cable do you need? What type of rotary do you have? Here on the floor, this is going to be really old style, single plug DC. Could be on an AC machine. This is going to be a little bit newer style, single plug DC rotary table. If you've got black hoods on it, that's Sigma 1, and if you count, this has more pins. If you've got gray connectors, that's Sigma 5. It's going to be less pins. They can't really go back and forth. It's one or the other. If you've got a really new machine, you're probably going to have this conduit style, and there are some, very rare, on some trunnion machines that actually have the plugs inside of the motors for Sigma 1 and Sigma 5. So if you need rotary table cables, please reach out. We're working on building them, but we have a few cables to build, so bear with us. Thanks for watching.